Okay.
All right, I got 2 o'clock, Aaron. Aaron?
Okay, so we have six attendees right now, seven, and it's growing. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Storage Guardian webinar. My name is Aaron. I'm a project manager here at Storage Guardian. We're happy today to have QSAN as well as Veeam joining us for our webinar on Veeam storage management for service providers. If you have any questions, feel free to list them in the questions section that we have, and we will get to them. We will get to them either right away or at the end of the seminar, so don't worry, we'll definitely get to them. And if you don't have any questions, but you want to say something, you have chats, please put up your hand. I'll be able to see that on my dashboard, and I will get to that accordingly. So we're going to start this webinar with Omri. Omri, would you like to wait a couple more minutes, or would you like to start right away?
I feel good. The sun is shining, the leaves are changing colors in Toronto now, where I'm sitting. It feels good to start.
Okay.
Thank you so much to my esteemed panelists, David and Frank, for joining Storage Guardian webinar. The webinar today is going to focus on Storage Guardian storage management and the way we run our Veeam workloads. In doing so, I brought our stream strategic partner, colleague David Colcom to assist on the Veeam platform, and as well hyperconverged specialist Frank Lee, that's going to talk about as we consolidate and manage our workloads more efficiently, in a hyper-converged, marketplace, to become, a little leaner on data center side. And thanks so much for joining us, Frank, and more profitable. So I say we start. First slide, please. So just a little background about Storage Guardian. This is year 19 for the business. We have achieved, a service provider for 19 years. 6 years ago, we became an independent software developer that writes, software on the cloud platforms that we choose. We have a joint venture, with other ISVs such as ConnectWise and Cloud Blue. But today, really, I'm going to not talk about Storage Guardian, but rather talk about the Veeam platform and the back end storage that should have more discussion amongst service providers. And I just want to bring aware to people that that's an area that I'm appealing to other Veeam service provider, other like-minded people to share this part of it, because it's just an area that I felt isn't spoken enough about. And anybody who is growing immensely on the Veeam platform, like Storage Guardian is experiencing, tremendous growth, potentially could benefit. This is in many ways not me selling anything. It's just me talking about it from a best practices point of view, thought leadership. And anybody who wants to take a closer look at it, the way we manage our Veeam repositories would benefit it. Just reach out to me after the presentation. My contact information will be there. In many ways, is just talking about the back end repositories and the way we manage it. So, for as an independent software vendor, if you can just switch the next screen, Aaron, for me, please. We manage workloads from the client side and user side, with a very traditional dashboard showing the usage consumed, the usage that's available, very standard Veeam APIs. But that has led to to really the next slide that I want to present, which is really the repositories. The way we've managed the repositories on the back end has reduced the time, effort, and the manual side of storage management, and has given Storage Guardian administrators for our storage more of a bird's eye view of all the repositories as they increase, decrease storage management, and has given more of a layman's view for myself to see how much have we sold, how much is available. If this was a factory, I want to know how many terabytes or petabytes are available, and ultimately that will dictate in a, I guess, traditional supply and demand, if we need to buy more, how much we can charge for it, and it just gives me, as a layman, as the owner operator, a general idea of consumption used versus consumption. And from a storage administration point of view, it's given my administrators, instead of going one repository at a time, the ability to look at the repositories, making sure that all the scale outs, all the repositories are in check. There's enough resources on the back end to meet up the pent up demand. As I said, this is really not about a deep dive into that. It's just a general overview of the Storage Guardian journey with Veeam as an ISV. If we can go to the next slide, if anybody wants to get a deeper dive, learn a little bit more about the repositories, learn a little bit more about the way we manage the back end of storage, feel free to reach out to me, and we'll have a deeper dive. This is a good segue to my very important vendor, strategic partner, as we navigate in a pandemic, hyper growth. I wanted to introduce my colleague David Holcomb, who works for Veeam, who can talk about current trends with Veeam. You can talk about the service provider opportunity as it looks in 2020, and potentially, David, you can drop some goodies for us who have been on the Veeam platform for many years. Potentially talk about tiering public storage and how Veeam is addressing navigating the AWSs, making sure we're on side with them. Without ado, I want to turn the presentation over to David. Go ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
Much appreciated, Omri. I appreciate that warm introduction there. So, and thank you here for speaking a bit on how you guys are actually solving some great challenges that for a lot of our service provider community as well. So, we very, very happy to have you as an alliance partner here. So, as I kind of go through things here a bit, I'll be speaking a little bit more, like you mentioned here, in terms of Veeam itself as a company here, and how we're aligning to our service providers. Right. So as I do get into that, right, first we got to take a look at 2019, which really was a tremendous year for Veeam. Right. And if you know Veeam, then you know Veeam's product origins have really focused on virtual infrastructure backup. Subsequently, the company has really expanded into backup for physical infrastructure and backup for software as a service-based data, kind of like an Microsoft Office 365. Right, so in addition to backing that up, we're going to be talking about backing up to, from, and within cloud-based environments, disaster recovery orchestration, and more. Right, and this is why Veeam has quickly grown to become an industry leader in data center backup and recovery. Right. In Q2 of 2019, we actually exceeded $1 billion in annual bookings, joining an elite group of software leaders. And our annual recurring revenue increased 23% year over year by the end of Q4 in 2019. So as we roll into 2020, attempting to repeat our success, we stay aligned to our customer focuses. All right. Now, a global challenge is upon us all. You mentioned a little bit prior, Omri. But in the face of this, security and privacy threats continue to increase, and concerns with ransomware reaching an all-time high. It's almost impossible, really, to overemphasize the severity of cyber attacks and the risk to most businesses. Security and government's challenges are causing organizations to reevaluate their data protection and management strategies, and to look for sustainability and insurance for their businesses. So, lastly, ensuring business itself is proving absolutely essential to every organization to build a long-term and sustainable plan for the future. From this, the ask from a lot of our end users and clients is results as a service. Excuse me, a little bit too far. So results as a service is really a variety of opportunity that's been laid out to our service provider community, and we try to make sure our tools align to those variety of opportunities. And by adopting Veeam's backup and replication platform, customers are instantly having access to one of the most modern and reliable solutions on the market. And this enables them to free up resources that are often buried with tasks of maintaining legacy data protection products, and they can refocus them on core innovations of their businesses. So Veeam developed its service provider partner program in 2010. And since then, our service provider story has evolved greatly. So now our products and business development efforts focused on helping you capture new customers, building recurring revenue, and breaking into new markets. To that end, you'll find our solution speaks to clearly defined use cases. Right? For our first use case we're going to cover today is going to be around infrastructure protection. Right? These production workloads that either reside on the customer infrastructure or in your own hosted infrastructure. Second, we'll discuss offsite backup and disaster recovery. All right. Borrowing from our founder, Ratmir Timashev, I'm going to highlight an industry best practice called the 3-2-1 rule. 3 copies of your data on 2 different mediums, one of them being offsite at least. right? Offering some form of the 3-2-1 rule to customers is very important to us. And we need to help our service provider ecosystem to deliver that value. And finally, the future of our vision lies in the public cloud. Workloads are rapidly moving to hyperscale infrastructure as a service and software as a service options. But we know that our ecosystem can help customers ensure that that data is protected no matter where it may lie. To break this down further, right, let's start from the beginning. Veeam has been a market leader in the virtualized data protection, and virtualization is the cornerstone of cloud offerings. Veeam quickly realized that both our solution and infrastructure as a service providers were not only a natural fit, but presented a profitability opportunity for the providers to build a backup as a service solution. Right? Veeam has also been dominant in the SMB and mid-market space, but we're quickly finding that these same customers don't want to DIY their backup offerings. Instead, they want to offload some or all of that data protection duties to backup as a service providers. So the MSP space has been rapidly becoming a growth area for our VCSP and product management teams. And to align ourselves with purpose-built solutions like the ones provided here by Storage Guardian and QSAN to ensure we maintain our market share in that SMB and mid-market space. We continue to bring out features that align to that as well, right? Notably within the latest version, V10, V10A here, if you got the latest update, we added NAS backup and enhanced our instant VM recovery, right? And another piece onto that is tighter integration with Linux, right? So our instant VM recovery is now able to recover regardless of the workload type, right? You can talk about Hyper-V, physical servers, workstations, any of them can be instantly recovered to VMware. And our Linux integration enhancements will allow you to leverage Linux for Veeam proxy servers, ultimately decreasing the cost to scale out the solution. Next, we're going to look at a couple growth areas. All right, in 2014, Veeam launched our Cloud Connect backup point product. All right, a year later, replication was added, resulting in a powerful disaster recovery as a service offering. All right, in the years ahead, DR as a service is going to be a major focus for the Veeam team, and we believe our service providers are uniquely positioned to ensure our joint customers are going to be able to stay resilient in terms of that. And as I mentioned earlier, right, an appetite for cloud offering perpetuates. So Veeam has released a feature within our backup and replication called Veeam Cloud Tier, which enables service providers to either off-scale backups to object storage of their liking, something along the lines of an AWS or Azure. For service providers looking to capture the brand demand of AWS and Azure, this is a great feature to add to your line guard. We continue to build features that align to this offering as well, notably within the latest version, enhancements to our WAN accelerator and backup resume and cache. All right. That backup resume and cache coming in more and more into play every day with increased remote workers, which is an offering that a lot of our partners are seeing an increased demand and an opportunity in, right, for many, many businesses. So it will ensure a direct cloud offering for workstation backups that never fail because someone does something simple like shutting down or shutting their laptops, right? So this new functionality has been great here and a great opportunity for our partners. Okay. And we're going to continue to listen to our partners and customers to guarantee our solution maintains its leader status, right? And part of that is aligning ourselves with technology experts. So with that said, I'm going to turn things over to Frank Lee to dive into the many benefits of QSAN within your service offering. Frank?
Hey, thank you, David. And thank you, Omri. And, my name is Frank Lee. I'm the Regional Sales Director from QSAN USA. And really appreciate the opportunity to Storage Guardian inviting QSAN to this partner webinar event. As a storage hardware manufacturer, QSAN strives to design and manufacture best cost performance appliances that provides managed service providers and data centers with outstanding performance at reasonable cost. So today, I'll be going over an introduction to our company background and our solutions. So QCen started as an OEM manufacturer in 2004, and we started building OEM controller cards. So basically, QCen has tremendous experiences on building dual controller systems, and since 2016, we started building our own branded products, including our SAN unit and people like to call that heavy SAN, which it takes both SSDs and spindle drives, and QCen on that and our expansion units. And in 2018, we started building our all-flash unit. And since then, the all-flash unit has been a dominant product to drive a lot of interest because of the performance. And we also qualified, tier one manufacturers, their JBOS. Basically, we provide high density solutions. So in 2020, we already launched our unified storage systems, and we also provided QCen's Insight software where you can monitor all QCen systems on the same platform. And next month, we're going to release our NVMe solution. So the all-flash NVMe solution is on its way. So as a storage appliance manufacturer, QCen has been providing services to many SMB and the data center partners, and we try to provide the best cost-effective solutions with outstanding performance. So basically, we're trying to provide a lot of support to SMB clients and enterprise customers as well. So QCen Fast, this is our all-flash unit. It is all SaaS based, and with special design, QS Rate, QS Live, and the Q Report, the system is able to provide the most optimized performance from the system. Basically, the QS Rate is a special feature where when the data is written into the system, it's only written into a specific drives. So that's going to help the system to preserve the lifespan of all other SSDs. And the QS Live is a monitoring system that helps you to monitor the lifespan of the SSDs and also the health condition of the SSDs. So this system's got a great performance. We call that future-proof performance, and it reaches 700K IOPS during the read speed under 4K, and the 300K IOPS during the write speed. They are all under 0.5 millisecond latency. And as far as for the cost, it's only at $15,000. So here is the product lineup for QCen Hybrid SAN unit. A special design from QCen, the small form factor unit. It comes in 2U 26 bay. So basically, we provided 2 more drives where customers can use that as the SSD caching or storage expansions. So the systems come in dual controller, single controller, different designs. And we do have 3 different types of CPUs that can support these systems. As far as for the large form factor, we do have 2U, 3U, and the 4U. So they do support up to 24 bays of the large form factor drives. So here is QCen Unified Storage. So as you can see here, QCen designs, our chassis design is, they are all modularized and with high availability dual controller design. The system comes standard with dual port 10 gig SAS FHT ports and 2 of the 12 gig SAS ports standard comes with each controller. And also as far as for the host connector, host cards, we do have dual port 32 gig fiber channel available and also dual port 25 gig 25 gigs SSP at 28 available as well. As far as for the form factor, they do come in 2U, 3U, and 4U. So we're going to release the 2U 26 bay in the end of this month, and also the 4U 24 bay and 3U 16 bay. They are all available now. So the QCen unified storage is designed based on the ZFS for its data integrity and a lot of great features from ZFS. So here's a use case from a travel agency that I like to share with everyone today. So the challenge is to perform a cross-platform backup from 200 plus VMs from its tier 1 primary storage clusters to a high performance, easy to set up and budget-friendly storage system. So QCen storage systems active dual controller design provides high availability to eliminate any possible downtime. The 2U26 bay system provides outstanding performance at 400K read and write read speed and a 260K read and write speed. So combined with the Veeam backup and replication software, we will platform backup and achieve 2 GB.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you a little bit there, David. Sorry, Frank, you're cutting in and out a little bit. Could you just go back to can you just repeat what you just said in about the last 30 seconds?
Okay.
You're still coming. Frank, actually, I believe it might be a reception issue over at your end. I start losing you a little bit on the queue when you start the use case slide.
Okay, right. So sorry about that. So here is the use case from a travel agency that I'd like to share with everyone today. So the challenge is a cross-platform backup with 200 plus VMs and primary storage clusters to a high performance setup and a budget-friendly storage system. Systems active dual provides high availability to any possible downtime. So the 2 bay system provides outstanding performance at 400K read speed and 260K read speed. So combining with the replication software, we're able to provide a solution and achieve 2 GB per second. So the consolidated provides our partners with the ability to perform backups on the different manufacturers' platforms and achieve high performance requirements.
Frank, I'm sorry, I'm still gonna interrupt you again. I feel like it's very staticky when you're speaking right now, and it kind of just happened in the last 2-3 minutes when you started the use case. I believe it might be a reception issue on your end. Would you be able to redial in or somehow reset your audio? Maybe press speakerphone and then unspeakerphone. It's not like we can't hear you, as in it's the connection, but it just feels like you're speaking right onto the mic, so there's very loud static or muffled sound when you speak.
Okay, understood.
Oh, okay. It's becoming
so
better.
Is it better now?
Yes, it's immensely better, yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. So right here, I just like to share about a case study that we had with Veeam backup. So basically, this is a case from our travel agency that that the cross-platform backup with 200 plus VMs, and from its tier 1 primary storage clusters to a high performance and easy to set up and budget-friendly storage system. So QCent's storage system active dual controller design provides high availability to eliminate any possible downtime. So the 2U26-based system provides outstanding performance at 400K run read speed and 260K run write speed. So combining with the Veeam backup and the replication software, we were able to provide cross-platform backup solutions and achieved 2 GB per second throughput. So the consolidated solution provides our partners with the ability to perform backups under different manufacturers' platforms and achieve high performance requirements while maintaining affordable costs. So QCent focuses on developing high performance storage solutions with the powerful ZFS file system. With the built-in features from ZFS, QCent storage appliances bring you high reliability and outstanding performance experiences. So all these features will save you tremendous cost on storages. So thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Omri. And I'll pass this control back to Aaron.
Okay. Thank you, Frank. Okay, so that concludes the speaking portion to this webinar. Are there any questions from the attendants? You can put up your hand and ask the questions that you have, or I have some questions that I have here from previous discussions that that is sent to me to ask our panelists. Okay, all right, so the first questions does go to QCent, and so the question is, what is the file size limitations with your unified storage?
Oh, thank you, Aaron. So, well, with CFS file system, the maximum supported single file size is about 16 exabyte. So at this moment, we really don't see this kind of large files, so we can consider that there's no limit. Yeah, this is a great question. Thanks, Aaron.
No, not a problem. The next question I have is to Veeam, and it relates to wanting to move someone's production, client's production, their own production workload to AWS or Azure. How is Veeam adapting to that? So we're seeing a lot of clients moving their things into cloud. They want to define their destination, right? Going to AWS, Azure, or some other public or even private cloud. How is Veeam adapting to that growing trend?
Thank you. So yeah, we do pride ourselves on being able to protect workloads in every location, and there are a lot of folks who are considering the move workloads to public cloud infrastructures like AWS and Azure. We can't protect those here today. I mean, we've also evolved some tools, some newer tools we refer to as the Veeam backup for Microsoft Azure and the Veeam backup for AWS, which provided a native backup solution for workloads and instances within those infrastructures.
Okay, I have two more questions, and then I'm going to ask our attendees again. Please put up your hand if you have any questions. Please let me know from either the question section that's on the panel, or you can put up your hand. Okay, so this is sort of two-part for QCent. One is QCent's unified storage offers, does it offer SSD cache? And does that cache or that offering require a license fee? So at the roadmap you have in the beginning of your slide, there is a snippet of software that you guys are using. Is that a license fee thing? Do you have a license fee base? And SSD cache with regards to the unified storage offer?
Thanks, Aaron. And so basically, our unified storages, including dual controller systems and the single controller systems. People like to call that NAS, but basically, they work for both file storage and block storage. So the unified storages, they do come with the SSD caching and the auto tiering. So these are all license free. So basically, they will be supported without any cost.
Okay, sounds good. And back to QSAN, what is the file size limitation for the unified storage? And also, does that system support deduplication?
Yes, I believe that, yeah, that question was answered already. That's actually 16 exabyte. So at this moment, we don't think that there's any kind of file that would have this kind of size. But so basically, we consider that as no limit for the file size. And yeah, no problem. So what was the deprecation basically? Yeah. So QSAN Unified Storage does support inline deduplication. So this is more of the higher end deduplication process. Basically, all the duplications will be eliminated or deleted before it's being stored into your system to preserve the best storage value. Basically, that's gonna save you a lot of storage space.
Okay. All right. So I still don't see our attendees raising their hand for questions. So if no one have any additional questions, then I want to, on behalf of Storage Guardian and also Veeam and QSAN, I'd like to thank everybody for coming in today. This webinar is recorded. We'll be sending out following up information on QSAN, the contact details of Storage Guardian. Also for our panelists today, we'll be sending that out in a follow-up email. Once again, I'd like to thank you for your time on your busy day to come out here and attend our webinar. And for all, have a great